Alright, hello and welcome back. It's me, Ghost, and this is the second episode of Dragon Age Origins. The last episode we played through our harrowing, and I wanted to just kind of go on to the next part of the game because I've been having fun even though it's really late. So, just come along with me for the ride. I'm gonna explore through our circle here. I don't really like the conditions we are living in. The bunks are very close. I wonder if I can speak to anybody. At least not... Oh.
Congratulations on... Jowan's been acting weird all day. Have you seen him?
Yeah. Oh, chest. Charm of Still Waters. Let's put that on us. That gives us +1 willpower. That'll be good.
Shh! I really shouldn't be talking while on duty.
Yes, is there something you need?
Can I leave
No,
the tower?
You may not. I'm surprised you ask. I would have thought you'd be used to this idea by now.
What's out there?
Then, it's not very interesting. Mostly farms, the occasional river.
It's a big door.
Yes, it is. Do you need something, or are you just here to state the obvious?
No, have a nice
The
day.
same to you.
Beautiful halls.
Hear what? I heard they suspect someone of dabbling in blood magic.
Why would anyone do something so stupid? That's a death sentence.
That's what I hear anyway.
That's what you hear anyway. I'm just going through and collecting everything that I can right now. What's this? +1 magic or +2 spell power for the acolyte staff. Let's do +2 spell power.
Must control the fire with your will. Keep the flames steady.
Don't you ever get homesick?
You don't want it sputtering and leaping about. That's what causes most of the injuries.
Injuries? But...
Why are you doing this in a library?
For your emotions. If you panic, it will... No. Breathe. You know, in my experience, flint and tinder works just as well. Maybe we should start with that. I hope you've spoken to the first enchanter. He seems eager to see you.
Don't you ever get homesick?
Of course I do.
What the chantry says about magic.
Magic must serve man, and not rule over him.
Very good. And what do you think that means? Can anyone tell me?
Only boys can do magic.
Hey!
No.
No, that's not what it means.
It means that magic...
Aren't the children just precious?
Yeah, I'm interrupting them. I don't care.
Concentrate. Hold the shield. If I had put all my power behind that spell, you would have been obliterated.
I am not your enemy. Fear is your enemy. It is a weakness that can be exploited. Did you hear the rumor about someone being a blood mage?
Only recently.
Jowan's been acting weird all day. Have you seen him?
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you? The stockroom stores components used in magical and alchemical experiments. Do you require something?
Are you really a tranquil mage?
I voluntarily submitted to the rite of tranquility. I was unwilling to undergo the harrowing. I find this state agreeable.
You actually like being this way?
I see the world with clarity. I remember the days when my mind was filled with inconvenient and seething emotions. Now things are simple.
What was becoming tranquil like? Or what happened during the Rite of Tranquility?
I was ordered to never speak of it. I cannot go against the Circle's wishes.
What was becoming
It is
tranquil
difficult
like?
to describe. I would perhaps compare it to being plunged into a pool of ice-cold water.
I should go now.
Very well. Goodbye.
Today I shall be making more potions to send to the mages at Ostagar.
If you want something from the stockroom, you must be...
Chantry...
I think someone's here to speak to you, Senior Torren.
Hello. Congratulations on your harrowing last night. Good work.
Tell me about the fraternities.
They're found in all circles throughout Thedas. Groups of enchanters who hold similar viewpoints, who band together to make their voices heard. The most influential fraternity are the Equitarians. They are moderates and believe in a code of conduct that all mages should adhere to. Then there are the Chantry apologists, the loyalists. The Chantry says something and they follow it to the letter. The Lucrosians just want to make money, and the isolationists would like us all to be hermits and live on an island. Then, of course, there are the Libertarians. They want more power for the Circle, more autonomy.
Which do you belong to?
Huh. Well, if I had to, I'd say I was an Equitarian, but I ducked out of the fray a long time ago. Most of the senior enchanters are Equitarians. Irving, Wynne, Sweeney. Ulrid's a Libertarian, and a loud one at that. Mages have enough opposition from the outside without tearing our circles apart with infighting. But what can you do?
Giving up doesn't help anyone.
An idealist, I see. Well, if you're going to change the world, you should get started immediately. Lots of world to cover.
Fraternity of Enchanters.
All right, all right.
4 schools of magic, entropy. Oh, I actually want to read those. So let's go into journal, codex, magic and religion, fraternity of enchanters. Like he explained, another aspect of circle life is the fraternity. When a mage becomes an enchanter, he may ally himself with a fraternity. These are cliques that cross circle boundaries, mages of common interests and goals who band together to ensure that their voice is heard within the College of Magi in Cumberland. The largest fraternities currently are Loyalists, Equitarians, which are the moderates, Libertarians, Isolationists, and the Lucrosians. So far, an alliance between the Loyalists and Equitarians have prevented Libertarians from gaining much headway, but there are signs that the Equitarians may throw their support in with the Libertarians. If that happens, many mages predict it will come to a civil war among the circles. Ooh. So, of entropy, to you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart shall burn an unquenchable flame, all-consuming and never satisfied. The second of the 2 schools of matter, entropy, is the opposing force of creation. For this reason, it is often called the school of negation. Nothing lives without death. Time inevitably brings an end to all things in the material world, and yet in this ending is the seed of the beginning. A river may flood its banks, causing havoc, but bring new life to its floodplain. The fire that burns a forest ushers in new growth, and so it is with entropic magic that we manipulate the forces of erosion, decay, and destruction to create anew.
Were you looking for something?
Who are you?
I'm Njal, a mage just like you. I've seen you around, haven't I? I must have. Oh, the fraternities. Groups of mages with a common agenda. I think we should all be isolationists. Stay in some remote mountain town far away from the mundanes who hate us.
Why don't you go off then?
I'd go hide alone in the wilds if I could. But you know they just brand me an apostate and hunt me down. There is no leaving the circle. It's till death do us part. Romantic, isn't it?
Apostate?
If you leave the circle, you become an apostate. And the punishment for leaving is death. Pretty grim, huh?
There must be mages who aren't part of a circle.
I've heard of hedge witches who've managed to survive on their own, eluding the circle for a lifetime. But if the Templars discover them, well, you know what happens. Then there are stories about the Dalish elf clans having great magic. But who knows what's truth and what's fiction when it comes to the Dalish?
I should get going.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you, kind sirs, for indulging me in that conversation. Somebody had some lyrium dust in their armoire.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't hear you come in. I'm sorry. I'm terribly busy right now. I have to prepare the room before the Grey Warden is done at his meeting with Irving.
There's a Grey Warden here?
Yes, Duncan his name is. He must be here to talk to Irving about something important. You know, I almost became a Grey Warden once.
Really?
There were several of us chosen, though the Grey Wardens only wanted one recruit. They only ever have one mage, you see. I think they thought I was the best candidate, but I was young and foolish, and I said I wasn't interested. They picked someone else instead, and that was that. I've regretted it ever since. Oh well, I should get back to my work.
Oh well. Get back to your work then.
I'll get on it.
Let's go in my inventory and put that ring on. I think that was Ice Band, 10% cold resistance. Oh, you were standing right there.
Ah, there you are. You are to be moved out of the apprentices' dormitory, and these are to be your new quarters. The Tranquil will move your belongings this afternoon.
This is
Come
my
on,
room.
Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. Who are you?
Everyone's so happy for you.
Thank you.
Irving wants to see you. Get going.
So these are the slightly better rooms once you actually pass your harrowing. Better than the barracks. Cullen?
Greetings. I'm glad your harrowing went well.
Who are you?
I am Cullen. I was to strike the killing blow if you had become an abomination. I am glad you didn't.
I thought all Templars liked killing mages.
Some Templars I know discuss such things with glee. I don't share their enthusiasm. I try to serve the Maker first and foremost. As long as I am guided by his commandments, I cannot go wrong. Honestly, I've never seen an abomination, or been called on to slay one.
So you don't know what an abomination looks like?
As I said, I've never seen one, but when someone becomes an abomination, something must happen. But what if it's not obvious? Could abominations be walking among us right now?
You'd best keep on your guard then. Or what kind of Templar is so easily frightened? Let's do keep on your guard.
Maybe one day I'll be as dedicated and driven as Knight Commander Gregor.
If you say so.
You must be busy. Perhaps we can talk another time.
You're too friendly with me, Cullen.
You're not going to keep the first enchanter waiting, are you?
No, I just gotta talk to everybody first.
Ah, this is infuriating. Another batch destroyed. Say, have you seen Owain? Is he in the stockroom? Oh, excellent. He wasn't there last I looked. I hope he still has some cinnabar lying around. When I asked last week, he said he was running out.
Okay, I should get going. Here we go.
Many have already gone to Ostagar. Wynne, Aldred, and most of the senior mages. We've committed enough of our own to this war effort.
Your own? Since when have you felt such kinship with the mages, Gregor? Or are you afraid to let the mages out from under Chantry supervision, where they can actually use their Maker-given powers?
How dare you suggest?
Gentlemen, please. Irving, someone is here to see you.
First enchanter?
Ah, if it isn't our new brother in the circle. Come, child.
This is...
Yes, this is he.
Well, Irving, you're obviously busy. We will discuss this later.
Of course. Well, and where was I? Oh, yes, this is Duncan of the Grey Wardens.
A Grey Warden in the tower?
Grey Wardens go wherever duty sends them.
You've heard about the war brewing to the south, I expect. Duncan is recruiting mages to join the King's army at Ostagar.
Why?
Mages are uniquely equipped to combat Darkspawn.
What do you mean?
The power you mages wield is an asset to any army. Your spells are very effective against large groups of mindless Darkspawn. I fear if we don't drive them back, we may see another blight.
Duncan, you worry the poor lad with talk of blights and Darkspawn. This is a happy day for him.
I guess.
We live in troubled times, my friend.
We should seize moments of levity, especially in troubled times. The harrowing is behind you. Your phylactery was sent to Denerim. You are officially a mage within the circle of magi.
My phylactery? My leash, you mean?
Now, child, it's not that bad.
I'm sorry, what is this phylactery?
Blood is taken from all apprentices when they first come to the tower, and is preserved in special vials.
So they can be hunted if they turn apostate.
We have few choices. The gift of magic is looked upon with suspicion and fear. We must prove we are strong enough to handle our power responsibly. You have done this. I present you with your robes, your staff, and a ring bearing the circle's insignia. Wear them proudly, for you have earned them.
I'm glad to be part of the circle.
It goes without saying that you shall not discuss the harrowing with those who have not undergone the rite. Now then, take your time to rest, or study in the library. The day is yours.
I'd prefer to talk now.
Impetuousness is ever the province of youth, I see.
I will return to my quarters.
Would you be so kind as to escort Duncan back to his room, child?
It would be my pleasure.
The guest quarters are on the east side of this floor, close to the library. Now, if you'll both excuse me, I have matters to discuss with Gregor.
Codex updated on Duncan. Quote, men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings, the Grey Warden sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevailed. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens, a symbolic gesture of cutting ties. He might say this was a convenience in his case, however. His mother was from the Anderfells, his father from Tevinter. His childhood was spent in the free marches and Orlays. His people were everywhere and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the most impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that had thrown the Order out 200 years earlier. Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits. Gregor is grim and taciturn. He is the knight commander of the Templar forces stationed at the Circle Tower. And then First Enchanter Irving, we got a little bit more information about as well. First Enchanter is the highest office. He must not only be able to administer, but also a mentor, a leader, a surrogate parent to all the mages in the tower. He's proven himself to be all of these things with an added dose of cunning. Most apprentices know that little goes on in the tower that Irving does not know. He can soothe Templars angered by some childish magical prank at the same time that he lauds the pranksters, and everyone walks away satisfied. It's a good guy.
For escorting me.
And we got a new codex for the Wardens. It's mostly a dense history, but the first blight had already raged for 90 years. The world was in chaos. A god had risen, twisted and corrupted. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair, for everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting, and that their war continues until the last of the dragon gods is gone. Okay. Oh, Joan.
I'm glad I caught up to you. Are you done talking with Irving?
I think I am for now.
I need to talk to you. Do you remember what we discussed this morning?
Of course I do.
We should go somewhere else. I don't feel safe talking here.
You're starting to worry me, Joan.
I've been troubled. I'll explain. Come with me, please.
Okay. I'll go with you, Joan. I trust you. You're my friend.
We should be safe here.
Who's this? You do realize there's a priest standing right here?
Not a priest. I am merely an initiate.
Who are you? Wait, I've seen you before?
I often attend to my duties in this chapel. Perhaps that is why I seem familiar.
A few months ago, I told you that I met a girl. This is Lily.
An initiate? That's forbidden.
So you can see why we wish to keep it a secret.
Lily's been given to the Chantry. She's not allowed to have relations with men. If anyone finds out, we'll both be in trouble.
Did you bring me here just to talk about your affair?
I wish that was the only thing I needed to talk about. Remember I said that I didn't think they wanted to give me my harrowing? I know why. They're going to make me tranquil. They'll take everything that I am from me. My dreams, hopes, fears, my love for Lily.
No.
All gone.
That sounds terrible.
They'll extinguish my humanity. I'll just be a husk, breathing and existing, but not truly living.
How did you find out about this?
I saw the document on Gregor's table. It authorized the right on Jowan, and Irving had signed it.
Why would they do this to you?
There's a rumor about me. People think I'm a blood mage. They think that making me a circle mage will endanger everyone.
What are you going to do?
I need to escape. I need to destroy my phylactery. Without it, they can't track me down. We need your help. Lily and I can't do this on our own.
Give us your word that you will help, and we will tell you what we intend.
What do I get out of helping you?
The joy of helping a friend? The satisfaction of knowing you prevented a gross injustice?
The repository holds more than phylacteries. Join us, and the artifacts will be yours for the taking.
Aren't you sick and tired of the circle running your life? You could get out of here with us.
My phylactery has been taken to Denerim. I'm still trapped.
You'll be out of here and gone before they can even dispatch a messenger to the city. You're talented and clever. You could take your phylactery back from your hunters if you wish. You have so much power. Once you're free, they wouldn't be able to stop you.
I need to think this over.
I suppose that's fair. But please, give us your answers soon. Time is running out.
Bound in blood and magic. Ooh, tough choice. Help Joan and Lily in their plan to escape. Joan believes that he's going to be made tranquil, emotionally neutered, with his connection to the Fade terminated. Joan is determined to escape his fate and wanted your help to destroy his phylactery, which can be used to track him down. You can choose to help Joan and Lily, but you could also consider alerting the Circle to their plan. Now, when I originally played, I think I did end up dabbling in blood magic, but I didn't really lean into it, and I kind of want to lean into it on this run if I can. So I might help them out. First Enchanter Irving, Senior Enchanter Lenora. Ooh.
Are you going to help us?
I need to talk to you about something, Joan.
Really? What?
The rumor about you being a blood mage isn't true, is it?
Of course not. I never use blood magic. I've been sneaking around to meet Lily in secret. Maybe others have seen me and assumed I must be doing something forbidden. I suppose we are, but they think it's blood magic, and it isn't.
I never saw a problem with blood magic myself.
Blood magic lets mages influence the minds of others. What if someone used it to control a king or a grand cleric? Magic must serve man, not rule over him. Remember? The Chantry fears this above all else. That's why the Templars, Gregor, will pay attention to a mindless rumor.
How did you meet Lily? Or do you know where your family is?
No, and I don't care. Why?
I don't believe you've ever talked about your family.
I don't really want to think about them. I came here a year or so before you did. I must have been 5 or 6 years old. Mother stopped talking to me after I showed signs of magical ability. She wouldn't even look at me. She'd mutter under her breath that I was a demon child and an abomination in the Maker's sight.
That's cruel.
Mother could be cruel, especially if you got on her bad side, which was easy to do. She'd fight with my father, saying that she didn't want that thing, meaning me, in her house. Guess that's what drove him to leave me at the village chantry. I suppose it's just as well. It's the past.
Are you sure they're gonna make you tranquil?
Lily wouldn't jest about something like this.
I saw it plain as day. There was no mistake. And Gregor believes he does the Maker's work, keeping the mages in check.
She was saying the chant of light in the chapel one night while I was walking past. I've heard that chant many times, but I never realized how beautiful the words were until then. I'll never forget that night. So, have you decided?
You have my word. I will help you.
Thank you. We will never forget this.
Tell me your plan and make it quick.
I can get us into the repository, but there is a problem. There are 2 locks on the phylactery chamber door. The first enchanter and knight commander each hold 1 key. But it is just a door. There is power enough in this place to destroy all of Ferelden. What's a door to mages?
What if it's a magical door?
We have no choice. We cannot get our hands on both keys. I once saw a rod of fire melt through a lock. You could get one from the stockroom, but Owain doesn't release such things to apprentices.
I'll go to the stockroom and retrieve this rod.
We should stay here. 1 mage at the stockroom will attract less attention than a mage, an apprentice, and an initiate.
Good idea.
Good luck. Our prayers go with you.
I guess I gotta do the dirty work here. Gotta get a rod of fire. I need a rod of
Rods
fire.
of fire serve many purposes. Why do you wish to acquire this particular item?
I need the rod for my research into burning things.
Here is the form, request for Rod of Fire. Have it signed and dated by a senior enchanter. I will release a rod to you once I have the signed form.
I will be back
Thank
shortly.
you.
Senior enchanter. Wait, this room.
Yes?
Can you sign this form for
Rod
me?
of fire? No, I'm not signing this. I don't know what you need it for, and I barely know you. Ask someone else.
Who are you?
Senior Enchanter Leora, in charge of the Circle's laboratory. Is there something you want? That leads to the Circle's cavern storerooms. There are caves running through the rock that the Circle is built upon. But of course, you know this. No, I can't let anyone in there just now. There are just things in there that I would prefer to keep safe.
What things?
Sensitive magical materials and substances, of course. I am in the midst of stock taking, checking inventory, and I can't let anyone in there in case they mess things up. Yes.
So why are you out here and not in there?
Because I am taking a break. I hate the musty smell of caves, and Look, I'll tell you the truth. Just keep it to yourself. There is an infestation of spiders in the caves. I don't know how they got in there, but it's probably my fault. I was promoted to Senior Enchanter less than a fortnight ago, and I don't want anyone to find out. They'll think I'm incompetent.
Do you need any help? If you sign the form, I'll deal with the spiders.
Oh, your form for the Rod of Fire. Yes, I could do that, if you clear out the infestation.
Alright, I'll do it.
Wonderful. Here is the key. Oh, and be careful in there. I'd really like to keep the damage done to the Circle's property to a minimum.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get on it.
So we'll get the Rod of Fire from the storeroom. Clearing out the spiders, no problem. Buckle of the Winds, +3 defense. Let's take that. And go to inventory and put that on. Gotta equip everything you find.
Got it.
Okay. not webbed anymore.
Now it's better than later.
Arcane bolt.
Excellent.
Apprentice cowl plus 5 mental resistance. I'll take that. And I'll add that. Can I show it without the hats? I'll put this silly little hat on for now. Oh wait,
I'll get on it.
I can check the spider corpses. I forgot to do that. And luckily my health and mana go up over time.
Right, come on!
Lots of spider blood. Let me loot your corpse. Why won't you let me loot your corpse? I think these spiders just live here now. There's a lot of them. I think they just have always lived here, and they left that to be your problem, and you were meant to fail to begin with. First in senior enchanter, whatever. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do a little bit of draining. There we go. Let's run the hell out of here. So we cleared this. So I think we're good to go now. But senior enchanter.
You're back. Are the spiders gone?
I've dealt with your infestation.
Oh, wonderful. You're a lifesaver. Now, where was that form you wanted me to sign?
Here it is.
Right. There you go. How's that?
Excellent, thank you.
It was a pleasure. You'll go far in this circle, I bet.
Oh yeah, let's go to Owain and get the fire staff.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
Is that how you greet everyone?
Do you find my greeting disagreeable? I apologize, but I am not inclined to change it. Do you need something?
Here's the signed form.
Everything looks to be in order. Here is the rod you requested.
Thank you.
I hate waiting. It makes me nervous. That was quick.
To the repository, then. Freedom awaits.
To the repository. And where is that?
The Chantry calls this entrance the Victim's Door. It is built of 277 planks, one for each original Templar. It is a reminder of all the dangers those cursed with magic pose. Initiates must learn the Circle's history if they are to work with Templars and mages. The doors can be opened only by a Templar and a mage entering together. The Chantry provides the password, which primes the ward, and the mage touches it with mana to release it.
I trust you have the password?
Yes, I got it from a Templar who recently accompanied a mage into the vault.
So what must I do?
First the password. Sword of the Maker, Tears of the Fade.
I heard something.
Password only primes the door. Now it must feel the touch of mana. Any spell will do, but hurry.
Nice.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Do you have the rod with you? Melt the locks off.
I saw a guard further down there, so I don't know what we think we're doing. Let's continue.
What's the matter? Why isn't it working?
I don't know.
Lily, something's not right. I can't cast spells here. Nothing works.
These wards carved into the stone. This must be the Templars' work. They negate any magic cast within this area. I should have guessed. Why would Gregor and Irving use simple keys for such a door? Because magical keys don't work. How do you keep mages away from something? Make their powers completely worthless. That's it then. We're finished. We can't get in.
That door there, where does it lead?
I don't know. Do you think it's another way in?
That door probably leads to another part of the repository. What are the chances of there being another entrance?
It's worth a shot. It's worth a
We can't get
try.
into the chamber the way we planned, but we're not about to give up. We can see where this door leads, but I don't think it'll be easy. It looks locked for one.
And it might be guarded.
Let's pray the Maker smiles on us.
Let's hurry. We've wasted enough time. We've come too far.
Oh, that's not an actual guard. It's just a suit of armor.
Something.
Oh. Oh. No, I was right. That is a guard. Arcane Bolt. Lightning. And let's get some life drain.
You're in a little over your head.
Easy with the three on one. Easy. Why is he bleeding if he's just a sentinel armor? I don't like that.
I'll get
Deep Stalker.
on it.
Little dinosaurs. Anything in here? Oh, cannot level up right now. Oh, now I can level up though. So let's get to 20 magic. Let's get a little bit more cunning. And another skill. Let's do survival. Should I do arcane shield? Yeah, let's do arcane shield. Because that requires level 3, and I'm already level 3 now, so I might as well take it as soon as possible.
All right, all right.
1 tactic slot acquired. Yeah, that's probably good for tactics. When health is little bit less than 90%, drain life, nearest enemy visible, do the attacks, less than 50% heal. That sounds good. Rock Salve. Oh, there's something in that one. Green stone. I'll take that. Oh, and some more. 10 copper.
We'll need another way into the phylactery chamber. Let's explore the repository.
Wow, that old wall's about to come down any moment.
Blackened Heartwood Staff. What's the difference between this one? It does 2 more damage. Let's take that and equip it.
I think the phylactery chamber is on the other side of the wall behind this bookcase. We should be able to find something that can knock some of the bricks loose.
But
If
the
we work
bookcase is
together,
in the
we
way.
can shift it. Come on.
Okay, let's move the bookshelf.
Now we
Oh,
just
man.
need to find a way to get through this wall.
Artifact?
Use this with the rod. I'm sure it'll work. Hurry, the clock's ticking.
Wow. That made a loud noise that I'm sure everybody heard up above.
This is the phylactery chamber.
We must find Jowan's phylactery, quickly.
Where would it be?
With the other apprentice phylacteries, I imagine.
Let's look around then.
It shouldn't be hard to find. There aren't many phylacteries here.
Okay, so we got more sentinels that we'll quickly take care of. There's some there, there's some over here, there's some here. Jowan's phylactery.
That's my phylactery! You found it! I can't believe this tiny vial stands between me and freedom. So fragile. So easy just to be rid of it. To end its hold over me.
There you go.
And I am free.
I expected a larger room and many more phylacteries.
Only apprentice phylacteries are stored in the Circle Tower. This tiny room could not hold the phylacteries of every mage who has passed through the tower doors.
Come on, you two. We're done here and we should leave.
Then let us get a move
I
on.
do not want to stay here a moment longer.
I'll get on it.
So that's that. That's pretty easy. Help my buddy Joan escape with his love.
We did it! I can't believe it! Thank you. We could never have...
So what you said was true, Irving.
I assure you this isn't what it looks like.
An initiate conspiring with a blood mage. I'm disappointed, Lily. She seems shocked, but fully in control of her own mind. Not a thrall of the blood mage, then. You were right, Irving. The initiate has betrayed us. The Chantry will not let this go unpunished. And this one. Newly a mage and already flouting the rules of the circle.
I'm disappointed in you. You could have told me what you knew of this plan, and you didn't.
You don't care for the mages. You just bow to the Chantry's every whim.
Jowan, please don't make it worse.
Enough! As Knight Commander of the Templars here assembled, I sentence this blood mage to death. And this initiate has scorned the Chantry and her vows. Take her to Aenar.
The mage's prison. No. Please, no. Not there.
No! I won't let you touch her!
He was lying. Oh no.
By the Maker. Blood magic. How could you? You said you never...
I dabbled. I thought it would make me a better mage.
Blood magic is evil, Jowan. It corrupts people. Changes them.
I'm going to give it up. All magic. I just want to be with you, Lily. Please come with me.
I trusted you. I was ready to sacrifice everything for you. I don't know who you are, Blood Mage. Stay away from me.
Bye, Jowan.
Are you all right? Where's Gregor?
I knew it. Blood magic. To overcome so many. I never thought him capable of such power.
Jowan said he wasn't a blood mage.
None of us expected this. Are you all
He
right,
lied to
Gregor?
me.
As good as can be expected given the circumstances. If you had let me act sooner, this would not have happened. Now we have a blood mage on the loose and no way to track him down.
He can't have gone far. You could still capture him.
Believe me, we will use our every resource. Where is the girl?
I am here, sir.
You helped a blood mage. Look at all he's hurt.
Lily didn't know Jowan was a blood mage.
You've been a friend, but you needn't defend me any longer. Knight Commander, I was wrong. I was accomplice to a blood mage. I will accept whatever punishment you see fit. Even Aenar.
Get her out of my sight. And you. You know why the repository exists. Some artifacts, some magics are locked away for a reason.
Did you take anything important from the repository?
Ooh. Staff.
Shall we add thievery to your list of misdemeanors, then? I'll be taking that back now, if you don't mind.
But your antics have made a mockery of this circle. What are we to do with you?
I had no idea he was a blood
and you
mage.
think this excuses you? You helped a blood mage escape. All our prevention measures for naught because of you.
Knight Commander, if I may, I'm not only looking for mages to join the King's army, I'm also recruiting for the Grey Wardens. Irving spoke highly of this mage, and I would like him to join the Warden ranks.
Duncan, this mage has assisted a Malefica, and shown no lack of regard for the Circle's rules.
He is a danger to all of us.
It is a rare person who risks all for a friend in need.
Yeah.
I stand by my decision. I will recruit this mage.
No! I refuse to let this go unpunished.
I've always hoped to prove myself as a mage.
Rhaegar,
Yeah, let's do
mages
that.
are needed. This mage is needed. Worse things plague this world than blood mages. You know that. I take this young mage under my wing and bear all responsibility for his actions.
A blood mage escapes, and his accomplice is not only unpunished, but is rewarded by becoming a Grey Warden. Are our rules nothing? Have we lost all authority over our mages?
Yeah.
This does not bode well, Irving.
Enough. We have
Pee
no
pee
more
poo
say
poo,
in this
Templar.
matter.
What lies in store for me? Am I to leave the circle forever?
The Circle never forgets its apprentices. But the Grey Wardens shall be your family now.
Thank you for everything, First Enchanter. Perhaps the Grey Wardens will appreciate my talent more.
You will have ample opportunity to hone your skills, I assure you. Come, your new life awaits.
Oh boy.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelan. I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
This is he.
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
I'm Luthrian. Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. I understand you hail from a circle of magi. I trust you have some spells to help us in the coming battle.
I mean, I'm only recently out of my apprenticeship.
Your abilities are still above those of other men. That the Grey Wardens have recruited you says much. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
Your welcome means nothing to me, Human Lord. You're too kind, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Logain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
I'm sure he
Your
does.
uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
Sounds like the blight is almost over.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Logain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
Alright. Goodbye, King. I don't think it would make sense to be hostile to him
what
because
the king said
I've
is true.
grown up
They've
around
won
human
several
mages.
battles against the Darkspawn here.
You don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
What would you have him do?
Wait for reinforcements. We sent a call out west to the Grey Wardens of Orlais, but it will be many days before they can join us. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can, and look to Terran Logain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you mean, what ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining, in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
Am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Sounds good. Oh, yeah. Ooh, okay. So there's a whole bunch of stuff to read, which I think I will start. Okay, loud music. Anyway, I think that I'm gonna wrap that up here for the second part. I'm gonna read a whole bunch of stuff the next time, but for now, we have helped our friend Joan escape, which probably wasn't the best idea, but as I said before, blood magic is magic, and it shouldn't hold people back, but he lied to me, so I can't feel too good about that. In which case, I should probably re-equip my other staff. 2 spell power. There we go. Ring of Study, I already have that. Do I? Oh, I don't. Anyway. Apprentice robes. Mage robes. Oh yeah, I should have probably changed those earlier. Chantry robes. So there we go, I've actually changed my robes now to the actual mage robes instead of the apprentice robes. So I hope you'll catch me next time. It's me, Ghost. You can find me at ArtGhosts, ARTGH0STS, and thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.